Welcome to Sentul on the outskirts of Jakarta. We're at the Indonesian Grand Prix, round 14, the penultimate round, the 1997 World 500cc Championship.
Yeah, very excited to be here in Indonesia for this race, Nick. Obviously, this is the second time we've come to the Sentul circuit. Last year there was problems with the track surface though, and since then the track has been relaid. That's why we're a little bit later in the year compared to 12 months ago. But for all these riders, a very different challenge compared to what they had last year for the inaugural Indonesian Grand Prix.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is the man on the screen, number 1, Mick Doohan. He's chasing his 10th successive Grand Prix victory, and already this season he's retained his World 500cc title. He has won 12 Grand Prix. This is a big ask for anybody to beat Mick Doohan here in Indonesia at the final round of the championship when he returns home triumphantly to Australia.
Yeah, 4-time world champion now, Mick Doohan, and this is his 49th pole position. Whenever you look down the stat sheet for this entire field, there's one man that's utterly dominant, and it's Mick Doohan, and he's shown that all the way through this season. Nick, he's unbeaten since the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello on the 18th of May. We've gone through the whole way through the summer. Mick Doohan just has been able to stamp that authority all the way through this field.
Who can challenge him? Well, perhaps one of his own teammates is the best bet, Tadayuki Okada. Taken 4 second places. Nobuatsu Aoki done a good job in his debut season in the 500cc car.
Yeah, Aoki's looked really strong all the way through this season. He's up there in 2nd spot in the World Championship just to show how strong he is. And we'll have to keep an eye out for the number 18 on his TSR Honda. But as you said, Tadayuki Okada probably the most likely to be able to bring that fight to Mick Doohan in the qualifying session yesterday. It was 0.4 of a second between the two Repsol Honda teammates though, so Okada on that number 7, he's going to need to really step up his pace to be able to go with Mick Doohan.
Yeah, and Alex Barros, special day for him, 100th Grand Prix appearance for the Brazilian.
Yeah, Alex Barros, we've seen him all the way through the last few years, able to fight at the front, challenge for podiums, challenge for race wins, and on this 100th start for him, Alex Barros is going to start from the back of the field though in 20th after a really tough qualifying session. He was 2.5 seconds off the pace and struggling, but keep an eye out for the number 4, never a man to be discounted. So we have 30 laps of the circuit. It's 3.965 kilometres, 2.464 miles, total distance 118.950 kilometres, 73.920 miles. Be hot, it's humid, and it won't be easy for the riders. Well, that's it exactly, Nick. This is as tough as it gets for these riders. This is the moment you train for as a rider. This is what you spend the time in the gym working towards, because you need to be strong and fit all the way through a race like this.
Mick Doohan. The bike almost goes automatically, doesn't it, to pole position. He doesn't actually have to move the handlebars. It's like a well-behaved dog. It knows exactly where it's got to go.
Yeah, it's definitely got that homing beacon on it for Mick Doohan, and he's been able to use that all the way through this season. That's why he's been able to wrap up this championship so early. But he's not going to have it all his own way during the course of today's race. As I said, Tadayuki Okada on the number 7 machine, he's also going to be thereabouts. Alex Crivier, that you can see closest to the screen here, on the number 2 machine. He's obviously trying to pick up his first win since the Spanish Grand Prix at the start of the season.
So here we go, we're underway. Good start by the Repsol Honda, so that won't really be hard from the front row of the grid, will it?
Yeah, the 3 Repsol Hondas making a good start. Romboni made a disastrous start from the front row of the grid, and his Aprilia twin, he's fallen all the way down the order.
So the Repsol Honda boys lead the way, the crowd cheer them on. It's Mick Doohan that leads the way. That familiar number 1, he will retain that number 1 place.
Yeah, Cadalora there on the number 3 machine, the Red Bull Yamaha, trying to get down the inside into 3rd position as well. He's made a good start from the 2nd row of the grid. Looks like he's been able to get in front of Noragave. Cadalora, of course, his future a little bit in doubt whether or not he's going to continue in the Grand Prix class. Regis Niconi looks like he's going to move on to that Red Bull Yamaha for next season, so Cadalora needs a good result here.
Interesting circuit. Only the 2nd time the Grand Prix bikes have been here. As Steve said, the circuit has been resurfaced, and dust was always the problem here, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of problems with the dust here in the past. They've had to resurface the track. That's why it was an early season round in the 1996 season, and now it's been pushed back to the end of the season. But World Superbikes has been coming here since 1994, so the track has been bedded in quite nicely since it was constructed in 92. And the big thing for the riders now is at least it's a little bit more predictable for where the grip's going to be. You can see Fenaric Abe just running out of grip as he tried to get down the inside of Luca Cadalora. Cadalora able just to get that switch back.
Yeah, Repsol Honda 1, 2, 3, and Ricardo Jr. opening up a little bit of an advantage at the front. 29 laps to go, long way. There we go, confirmation. Cadalora, Abe and Checker, 4, 5 and 6. And the Repsol Honda trio of Doohan, Okada and Crivier at the front. What does Okada do? 4 second places, Doohan chasing his 10th successive win. I suppose he does exactly what he's doing at the moment. Hang on to the back wheel of Mick Doohan.
Yeah, that's it. For Taddy Okada, he's got plenty of experience now. He's into his 3rd season in the 500cc class. He's got almost 30 Grand Prix starts, but the big thing for him is he hasn't won a Grand Prix yet, and he wants to make sure that he's able to finally get that monkey off his back. He's been close on occasions. He's had 10 podiums. He's been very competitive. If you think back to whenever he made his debut on the 500 twin last year in Malaysia, he qualified on pole position for his Grand Prix debut, and then never quite was able to get that first win. Now on that 4-cylinder machine, he put himself into position to win races this year, but it's so hard to beat Mick Doohan. So Taddy Okada, he's going to have to dig deep all the way through this race.
He's got a glimpse there of Owatsu Aoki, second in the championship, but talk or even sorted that he will be leaving Honda and joining Suzuki.
Yeah, the paddock rumour is that Nobu Aoki will be ending ties with HRC. Obviously for the Aoki brothers, we've seen them with Honda for pretty much their entire careers, and for any of them to make that step and try and switch away from Honda really is very significant. But the chance to be a factory Grand Prix rider in the 500cc class, enough to make Nobu Aoki switch to Suzuki for the 98 season.
Yeah, well, the 3 Repsol Hondas are pulling away at the front. Alex Crivier's closed up on his teammates Mick Doohan and Taddy Okada. There's a 3-way battle, as in many ways it has been for many races of this season.
Yeah, and for Crivier, the winner of the Spanish Grand Prix earlier in the season, he hasn't won since then, but he wants to make sure that he's in this scrap at the front of the field. Crivier looks like the bike's moving around a little bit more underneath, and he looks like the one that's pushing a little bit harder than his 2 teammates. But that's just so he's able to latch on to the back of those riders in front of him. Few injuries for Crivier through the course of this season, and it has caught him out in recent rounds as well, just trying to get that fitness back. But at least it looks like Crivier back on form again here now.
Yeah, good to see. Number 125cc world champion. Going well. Check. 3 at the front. As expected, one have to say, not only after qualifying, but after the season and a half. Big Doohan clinching that form world title, and the Czech Republic, as I say, taking his 10th successive Grand Prix. It really has been an amazing season for him.
Yeah, for Doohan it's been incredible. And just going back to Crivier, he's missed 4 rounds due to that injury. He came back a couple of rounds ago in Brno, but he's still up there, 4th in the World Championship. It shows just how strong those Repsol Honda riders have been all the way through the campaign.
So a little bit further down, it's of Noric Abe, Carlos Checker, Luke